Check, 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 check. It's been a long time. It has been a very long time. Welcome aboard, Will. I have no clue if this is going to be a good stream or not. It's been so long since I've done any streaming that I've probably forgotten how to do half of this stuff. I didn't bother with the pre-flight checklist, but let's just get into it. So earlier today, I recorded some drums for a doom metal band that I'm playing with now called Burnt Witch, and I've already gone through and comped this, but I wanted to go and get my time alignment and everything down as well. Excuse me. And as you guys know, I don't typically like to edit things too terribly robotic, but there were some things in my performance that I feel like did need to be tightened up a bit. So I just want to go through and do that and see who shows up, answer some questions if I can, and if nothing else, just get this done. So let's start at the beginning. It's a very good place to start. All right, so I'm already off just a little bit here to get started. Let's get that first kick transient right online. And like I said, see if I remember how to do this. I think I want to get my grid set to eighth notes as well. And if you guys or girls have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'll do my best to remember to monitor that chat and answer what I can. A lot of this will probably be relatively silent while I'm just kind of going through the motions here. And as I said, trying to remember how to do this because I've been gone for so long. Did you guys miss me? Maybe just a little bit? Things have been relatively silent in Reaperland. There's been some pretty cool developments in some of the pre-releases and everything. But it seems like even Kenny Almighty is just kind of rehashing, going through the motions and whatnot. Slipping around, nice and sludgy. Yeah, I do like a little bit of slip and slide with it. This is kind of like riding a bike. I'm probably not as efficient at it now as I have been in times past, but I think we'll do okay. Heck, I'm just happy to have gotten something recorded today. Sometimes it's so hard to get motivated to even record. Looks like that whole section can just be slipped, which is my preferred method. If I can move large segments as opposed to cutting up every single hit and quantizing it, that is what I prefer to do. Because, I mean, I am human. I'm not a perfect drummer by any stretch of the imagination. I do all right. But I want to preserve a little bit of that push-pull and help this to sound as organic as possible, but clean up any definite mess-ups that I had that might jeopardize the integrity of the song. I'll play through a little bit of this here in a second, and then you guys tell me how the audio is. Hopefully my voice is audible enough. I tend to be quiet. I suppose I could turn things up if I need to, though. I'm assuming that the music will be much louder than me, so just be ready for it. Almost done with the intro. It's good to be missed. Let's see if this thing works. Yes, it works. I don't know why that thing jiggles like that. All right, it looks like we have got the intro done. I'll go ahead and slip the first transient of the next section into place here. And let's see, we've got a tom hit there. Let's see how this sounds. Okay, that seems pretty good. Oh wait, I did the intro and the verse. I don't guess I realized that. No, wait, I haven't done the verse yet. I just did the intro. I'm just looking at the comp colors, and I got a little bit puzzled for a second. So let's go ahead and get this first verse. Get this first verse knocked out. And we'll just continue to do a section at a time until it's done. The song's not too terribly long, about 4 minutes and some change, I think, so this shouldn't take very long to edit. Famous last words. I've had some that I would sit and edit for a very long time, primarily just because I had trouble focusing. But I've got a dinner to go to in a bit, so I want to try to get this done. It looks like I have not forgotten too much about how to stream, so that's good. Ooh, what happened there? Okay, there. That's weird. I've got a segment there that's not obeying the grouping. I hate when that happens. I know sometimes that slip editing likes to glitch just a hair. So what's up with you guys? Got big plans for the holidays? Turn on closed captions for the lyrics? If I'm honest, I don't know what he's saying myself. So Dustin or Matt, if you happen to be in the stream, feel free to type in whatever is being said there. I've only been with these guys for, I think maybe a little over a month. I'm still kind of learning the songs and just still writing my parts. I'm not sure about that part, so I need to give that a listen. Okay, so that's going to take some detail editing on the toms for sure. Let's get them blown up a bit. I guess I can get that mixer out of the way and just focus more on these instruments. Going to turn on this metronome. And it should not be playing back for you guys. Let me know if it does, and particularly if it's annoying. I keep getting my keyboard shortcuts mixed up between this and DaVinci Resolve. I got to be really careful about that. I guess I need my 16th notes in there. Oh, the metronome is playing back for you. Let me take a look at this. Let me turn down the master for a second and see what happens. Okay, I'm hearing the metronome now, and it does not appear to be playing back through Restream. So I think we're good now. Let me know if that fixed it. Oh. I want to get this part right. That is my name. Okay, I see what happened there. I need to slide that over a bit. There, that's much better, and I've still got one hit here that is off time a little bit. So we will gently nudge it a few milliseconds. Let's see how that feels. I'm still not really liking something with the toms there, and I can't quite find it. It looks like everything is on. Oh, no, I see it now. My second tom. And this needs to get nudged. I hope this doesn't end up sounding too bad with the cuts I'm going to have to make here. I think that may be passable. Let's see. Let's see. There looks to be a bit of... Okay, I'm seeing a bit more here. There's some issues with the snare that I wasn't paying attention to. And I think that is making everything else sound very much off. Let's try those. Much better. Okay, so we can move on from there. Get back to my 8th note grid. Not a whole lot going on here. This is, well, spoke too soon. I had a whole section that was looking pretty good. Those kicks look fairly solid. Just need, all of this really is just needing very gentle nudge. In retrospect, I should have cranked up that metronome more in my ear when I was tracking this morning. That looks good. That looks not good, but we'll fix it. Of course, that was a different take, so we'll nudge this last hit of this section and check out the verse. Actually, let's check the intro through the first verse and hear it all in context. Alright, that's sounding pretty good and quite natural to my ear. So let's go ahead and knock out this chorus. Chorus is pretty wide open, so it should be fairly easy to edit. It's been kind of fun playing with these guys because I'm not historically a student of doom metal. I've said that a whole bunch of times, but may not have said it on stream because I haven't streamed in a while, but I've kind of been enjoying it, and taking some of my normal style, I guess some of the more Midwest emo math rock type of stuff, and seeing how I can blend some of those styles with the doom metal to where I still manage to honor the style, but incorporate a bit of my own flavor to it and keep it interesting for me. It can be kind of challenging to play so slow, but since I like playing with lots of polyrhythms and subdivisions and things of that nature, I try to find variations that I can do that are tasteful and just weave in and out of different things while maintaining timing. I'm excited to hear how this chorus turns out. So far, it's not needing too much. Rally the troops, Will. Get them in here. They think I'm dead. You have to tell them I'm still very much alive. For those who don't know, we recently had a new grandson born. I think it's maybe been a month. I'm terrible with birthdays. But exciting times around here. Doesn't look like I got a whole heck of a lot of people in here, which is fine, but if anybody does have any questions, fire away. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep rambling to myself and trying to knock out this drum edit. Off topic, but I have been using this plugin for OBS, Social Stream Ninja. That's pretty cool. That's what allows me to have that embedded chat on screen and also to be able to make those pop-ups come up like that to focus on a certain chat message. But I like that I can chat inside of OBS instead of having to have it in like a bit of a smaller window with my browser open in another one. I don't know, maybe you're supposed to be able to do that in OBS natively, but I've always had trouble with it. But yeah, Social Stream Ninja is really cool. Lots of configurable options. I need to see what I was doing right there. Classic Hank, what up? Are you Classic Hank? Are you the Hank that I know? Davi. Okay, so that's what I was doing there was some ghost note snare work. Just had to review that real quick and see what was going on. Doesn't need much. It sounded pretty good. Thank you guys for joining. Probably one of the more boring streams you'll watch, but at the risk of sounding somewhat cocky, you gotta admit it's good to hear my voice again. But part of me really wants to look into revitalizing the channel, but I mean, if there's not much to talk about, there just isn't. I know there's a lot of people doing plugin reviews and stuff, but I'm still using a lot of the same old stuff. I did get that new update for PSP Infinistrip, which I'm very much enjoying, and I picked up those freebies that Sound Toys was giving away. Devil Lock works very well. Me and my drum. Let's see, where are we? We're almost done with the chorus and up to the interlude. Davi, at some point, we're going to have to collaborate on a stream. I know I talk with with Wanchus before about doing something where someone who is much more skilled introduces Mike to MIDI because I've been doing a lot of filming with some local rap artists lately, and I have really enjoyed kind of watching them make beats and stuff. And I'd like to get into learning a bit more about MIDI and seeing what I can come up with. I suppose I can watch some of XELO's videos for beat making and all sorts of MIDI stuff. I know that Alejandro has some really good MIDI centric videos for setting things up. I saw, I think it was on the forum that he's had a little bit of trouble. Something's gone on to where he's been displaced from his home for a while. He said that everything is getting better for him and he should be able to go back home, but it won't be until like February. I don't know what all the details are, but if you've got any contact with Alejandro outside of the usual methods, you might want to reach out to him and see how he is. And my apologies if that burp came through the mic. I hope I suppressed it. Yeah, let's see if we can find that real quick. I'm going to bring up a browser window here. I think that it was in the theme section. Reaper tips. Yeah, let me blow this up in case it's difficult to see on this 4K screen. I think it was a little bit earlier. There we go. So 5 days ago, he says life has been rough for the last month and a half. In short, I'm kind of stranded and won't be able to go back home for what seems like a month or two more. Anyways, I finally managed to get access to a computer, but my priority is catch up with client work. Once life is back to normal, I'll get back to making Reaper Tips things, but for now, I'm afraid it will take a bit to get there. Thank you for your understanding. Thank you for the words. Thank you for using the theme. I really miss being involved here, and hopefully I can come back soon. And then he responded back on the 16th that he's got a place to stay and was able to find a way back home, but won't be until early February. In the meantime, I have very good friends taking care of me. I've been draining my emergency money, but nothing too critical. I'm fine and can get by. Donations are super appreciated, but don't feel like you have to. Thanks for the patience and support. I'm positive things will be okay. So, lost his dog. I'm not sure what else is going on with being displaced, but it's good to know that he's doing okay, all things considered. That's a lot to deal with. We're in the home stretch on this section. I can see the interlude right there. And get this kick transient lined up, and then we can review. All right, so as you guys have figured out by now, I kind of like to, sometimes I listen to it in sections, but I like to hear it all in context. So I'd like to hear from the intro, first verse, and chorus up to this interlude and see how this is sounding, just making sure that everything meshes well. That is sounding pretty dang good to my ears. I am digging it. I think I want to cut back on that snare just a touch. I know I really shouldn't be bothering with much mixing right now. but I like to hear it a little bit nicer. Get that chorus. All right, let's get this interlude. Sounding very good to me. Should I have background music when I'm doing stuff like this? I think in a lot of cases I do this just for myself to go back and watch because I actually like the music I work on. I hate that my project, Midlife Riot, is practically dead just due to people's work schedules and things. Hopefully we'll get back with something in the near future, or I may just record stuff myself. You just keep the name going, and I mean, since I wrote most of it anyway, sure would be nice to play with those guys again, though. I find that I really slack if I'm not like working with other musicians. I don't know, I just don't necessarily have the same motivation. Yeah, but Davi, you talk a lot during your streams. I mean, my wife and I put you on the TV just to hear your voice. And it's awkward for me to try to talk through this because, I mean, it's just me sitting here clicking on the screen. Not a lot to talk about. I'm moving things. I did stream tracking this earlier, but I just did it on Facebook. That's a lot off. Let me hear that. Okay. Yeah, Davi's got the best voice. He did something the other day where he said something about Mr. Bond, and I lost my stuff. Mr. Bond. Had to review that part because it was I say that was a long stretch without a lot going on, but I have to remember what style this is. It's way different from the stuff that I would do in Midlife Riot with lots of polyrhythms and stuff going on. Wow, I had to move that one 4 milliseconds. That's I was off. Oh, I like the chat. I mean, that's really the whole reason that I stream. In a lot of cases, it's to motivate me to finish something. It's like I've wanted to record these tracks for these guys so they can release an EP in January, and if I don't have somebody sitting here making me do it, I won't. So I just turned on the stream this morning and knocked it out. Now I want to finish this and then move on to another song. And it's motivating to have other people kind of sitting in and sharing the moment with you, I guess. I think it's about as close to playing live as you can get sometimes, is just streaming something. That is way off, so let's slip edit that and see what we did here. Check out this interlude. Where is the interlude? Did I not put a marker for it? Oh, number 5. That's sounding pretty dang good. I'm not sure how I feel about that last tom hit. Something was off. I think it was my ghost note on the snare that made it sound off. Yeah, that offset everything just enough for it to make my ear bleed. Let's try that. That feels good. Moving on to this next verse. I hate how changing my metronome disables my mouse mode for slip editing. It's not too big of a deal. You get used to it and just know to go back and check that. I gotta set up. My posture's getting worse. It's funny, I keep hitting the Alt key to slip edit despite not having to with the way I've got this action built. I guess in some respects I'm still used to the old way. Brendan, how goes it, man? Brendan here just recently completed a mix of a local band, and like I'm going to publicly shout him out for a second, but I believe was the best work I've ever heard come from his studio. And Brendan, I think that it may just be the fact that you weren't involved in it. I know that a lot of the other music that you've put out, you have performed in, and you just approach things differently when you can just be the engineer. It's weird. And I like drum editing, thank you. Just glad that I finally got something recorded that I can play with here. He has also been killing it lately in live sound, working at the Downtown Tavern, doing all the musical things and getting paid for it, living the dream. He has a point. I don't know that anybody's even paying attention to that course anymore. I mean, I made some decent dollars off of it, which really was just something to do during COVID, and I'm glad that it worked out. Oh, look at that. Just like that, we were back at the chorus. So let's check this verse. We'll take it back just a little bit and lead into it. Sounding pretty good. Move on to this chorus. It's weird. You feel like you've done so much and then look up and realize you've gone through about a minute and, well, we've almost gone through 2 minutes worth of audio here. And I have said this so many times, but I know that there's automated tools that you can use to perfectly quantize this stuff, but I just don't like the way that perfectly quantized stuff, at least not done automatically, sounds. Because even with me doing this and putting it on the grid, it's still not perfectly on the grid because my hand ain't that steady. It's just kind of close enough to, and I think that that's what I like about editing this way, is that I mean, a human played it, which is me, and with me editing it myself too, it still comes out sounding human. I'm not sure that I'm familiar with XNB. Davi, if you would, feel free to link that video in the chat. I'd be curious to check it out. I had to read that a couple times because my brain wanted to make it XLN, like XLN audio. Oh, my timing was way off there. Let me check that. Okay, that's sounding pretty good. I got to get this other mouse out of the way. I've got a, what do you call this? Logitech MX Master something or other, and I've also got one of their Ergo trackballs on my desk, and I keep running into the one that I don't want to use right now. It's a very light tom hit there. Check that and see what that sounds like. You know what? I love the sound of my ride cymbal. Oh, somebody's hitting me on Discord. What do we got here? Is it one of you? Ah, it is Davi. I see that message. Thank you. Wait a minute. What was that other thing? Oh, that's funny. I apparently posted something in Facebook Messenger that was supposed to go in the live stream, but it's all good. I think I did it to both accidentally and somehow. Just a little bit off. So I had to just respond to somebody on Facebook Messenger and apologize for typing XELO is a beast because they have no clue what I was talking about. Telling you, that's where that pre-flight checklist for streaming comes in handy to make sure to shut off all distractions. And what am I doing there? That's my kick, so that should probably be back just a little bit, I think. Or forward. Let's try forward. We'll figure it out. It's one way or the other. Wait, what? Okay, it was backwards. It should have been. Yeah, I should have just looked at the, they don't know X.E.L.O. I can't do it like him. Plus, I don't have the hat or the MIDI skills. Get that snare sounding pretty good. I tuned it up a bit before I started recording, and it reminds me a little bit of the drums on the Thursday's War All the Time album. Now, Will, you're going to laugh, but the person who would have received that message uses FL Studio. I won't hold it against him, though. He does good work. Now, I'm guessing I had that there for a reason. Probably just couldn't see. I actually kind of like that long gap. Let's see how that sounds if I butt this up a bit. Actually, yeah, I think I like that better with those tom hits. That sounds pretty good. Blender. Yeah, I'm wanting to learn Blender too. I realize that's not what you're talking about, but and just like that, I'm slouching again. Need to sit up, Michael. Almost to the interlude. Now we already know that the preceding section is fine, so this time I'll just go back in time a little bit. Thanks for stopping by, Brendan. We'll see you around. This is sounding very good. Let's move on and get this interlude knocked out, and then the guitar solo. The parts are pretty simplified throughout these sections. Welcome aboard, Jonesy. Yeah, that snare, that is my Joey Jordison 14-inch. Although it no longer has the Joey Jordison or Slipknot branding on it. It has been stripped to bare metal, rusted, and clear-coated. Looks really cool. Sounds pretty good too. I don't like the head that's on it currently. The drummer for my other band destroyed my head and just replaced it with a was it Remo, the Mix Emperor? Anyway, whatever's on it now is really thick, and I don't necessarily like it. It's a bit difficult to tune, but it's a head that I didn't have to pay for, so I'll use it until it's worn out, and then I'll put my preferred head back on it. I've got attack heads on everything back there. They seem to be a little-known company that more people need to know about. Ooh, I messed that one up pretty bad. Let's move that way forward. Sounds like I'm missing some tom hits there. I may want to go back and recomp that section, so let me get out of slip editing mode and audition some other portions right there. That's the wrong section. Where was I? Oh, right there. This is going to be annoying. So what I'm going to have to do here is, let's see. I'm just going to have to delete a section. And this is just in my comp lane, so that's fine. And I'll just paint in another one and see what I did there. Nope. Okay, I did not play there. Lovely. So I think I may, let me try the purple one in that segment. No, not the purple. Yellow? That may work. Seems like I switched from hat to ride, but that works. I hate that I missed that tom hit that I've done elsewhere, but that sounds good enough. All right, let me get my kick track back up so I can focus again. Oops. A little bit of fixing to do. Make sure that is smooth. Okay, so we are back on track again. Slip these kicks into place. Did you guys see that new video from Kenny Joy about the info box? And if so, what you think about that? Oh yeah, Jones, I've got several videos on YouTube showing how to do this, but the simple version is, if you, even without my mouse modifiers, if you hold Alt on the keyboard, you can see how the arrow, hopefully you can see, the cursor changes to left and right, and you can slip at it within the bounds. So when I'm cutting, I've still got access to that whole media item on both sides, but I'm cutting to slip at it, and just, I've got my tracks grouped so that my drums all move at the same time when I make these cuts. It doesn't matter which lane that I cut on, all of them get cut in the same place, and all of them move the same amount. So I'm cutting and moving my drums all together. Looks like I got some tom work on this section, so let's take a look at these toms and make sure they're in good shape. Toms look good. Oh, I'm back at the verse now. Oh, I was thinking this was the interlude before the guitar solo. So let's go back and review this interlude and a little bit before. Something sounded weird there. Maybe not. Nope, it's fine. I guess maybe my ears just deceived me. Or it could have been this. This first kick transient in the verse is a little bit off. So it may have just been going into that next section, sounded ever so slightly off, and it was just enough to throw my ears. Yeah, as far as that, when you split stuff, I've got mine. I've got my, what do you call it? Snapping turned off, so I can split anywhere. But I've got these mouse modifiers. I've got a video on YouTube. I'll have to find it, but it shows how I set this up, and you can move your crossfades just by holding Shift. One of the biggest things though is grouping your tracks. So at the track level, I've got my drums grouped with media, razor edit lead, and media, razor edit follow. And that just means that anything on these tracks, if I do any kind of edit to the media items, it occurs on all of the tracks in that group. And I wouldn't say that, I don't know. I mean, there's automatic ways that are much faster, but I like these results better, and I don't mind spending the time to do it. Let's see here. Because I don't want the stuff to sound robotic, and of course some people would be like, but you're literally editing drums. And yeah, I'm editing them, but I'm not editing them every single thing 100% grid aligned. I'm editing in larger passes and in groups, as opposed to literally cutting every single note, because I didn't play it that way. I mean, the end result is I just want it to sync up a little bit better with the backing track and preserve what I wanted to play, but improve the timing slightly. Some would argue that it doesn't produce a better result, but I think there's a lot of that's got to do with age. I mean, in some people, certain styles, it makes sense, but with this, it just, doom metal would not sound good without a little bit of push pull. I mean, and this is something that I'm doing just because I enjoy it. So it's not like I'm riding the clock to make a bunch of money off of this. This is not my day job. And if the band ultimately wants to initially for them to be able to get out an EP in early January, the plan was to just come over and record me with a cell or something so they can have it as a reference and go back and convert all that to MIDI. But since I recorded this today, I'm like, why don't I just edit this and give you the multi-tracks, and whatever you do with it is up to you. I'll stand behind whatever decision the group at large wants to do, but I think this sounds really good with the live natural drums. Well, mainly because my kit sounds good. And this room sounds great for drums. All right, that verse is done. Let's check it. All right, so this is the interlude that I thought I was on before that has the guitar solo up next. I don't expect this to need a lot because this part was pretty simple. I say that, then I proceed to make 1,000 cuts. And you are right there, Jones. Like, I was provided with a mixed track, and he sent over a click to go along with it, but this is a single tempo, single time sig song, so I just did my click track in Reaper instead. And it, what's the word I'm looking for? The recording that I was sent is not necessarily dead on. It's pretty dang close, but there's a couple of parts, and it may have just been some of the effects that were on it or something that caused a bit of delay. It's like there's some parts where it seems like the vocals are off a pretty good bit. But like I said, I think it just may have been it's entirely possible that it was just an effect that was on the vocals that caused an unintended side effect when he rendered. Which he did his recording and mixing in FL Studio. I don't know enough about it to. I would assume that it does plug in delay compensation similar to how Reaper does, and just make sure that everything is in sync. But sometimes vocal plugins, particularly, I think we had an issue with Synchro Arts repitch. It sounds great until you go to export it, and it makes the singer sound like they're on butane. I wonder if they've got that fixed with the new update. I don't have any intention of buying it unless it's just on some ridiculous sale. I like the software, but that render bug, and I've had a lot of information that I supplied, like log files and stuff, to support, and they had admitted that they were aware of the issue and were working on it. And now all of a sudden, there's a whole new version that you got to pay for instead of the previous one just being fixed. Okay, that's got us up to the solo. Let's spot check this. Oh, what happened there? Let me make sure if that was on the drums or not. Okay, so there's no glitch there. It was either just some random plugin generated glitch or something on the backing track. I think it was in the backing track. Sounded like it was in the vocals. Yeah, I think it was just the sibilance on that just did something. All right, moving on to the solo. So we've got the solo, final chorus, and outro. We're almost done with this song. These are looking pretty good. A little bit of a nudge there. And slip that snare back just a touch more. I don't think I like this overlay for the featured chat. I'm going to have to change that later. There's a lot of different theme options for it, and I thought that I liked that one at first, but it seems like it's kind of small. I like having a big old featured chat at the bottom. This makes the viewer feel special to see their name and their comment all big on the screen. Wow, my timing on those kicks was pretty bad right there. I must have been second guessing the metronome or something, because that's just simple eighth note pattern. That one's dead on. That looks good. Tom hits are clean. I got to be careful about working on stuff underneath the chat window. I tend to do that a lot just as I move towards the right side of the screen. I like having the chat window overlay, though, because YouTube can be really slow with live chat replay. And I usually like to go back and look at these shortly after I'm done and be sure to read all the comments. All right, we are up to the last chorus. Let's make sure this guitar solo part is sounding good. Right, last chorus and outro. Let's do this. I don't know why I zoomed in that far just now. I'm going to try to remember to keep my edits to the left of that chat overlay for the duration of this. Doesn't mean I'll be successful at it, but I'll try. Unnecessary cut, that's in time. That needs a little nudge. All right, so I've been streaming for a little over an hour and I'm about done with this. I think that without any narration and just kind of focusing on doing this, it may have taken me 30 to 45 minutes or so. It's not bad. Just glad I can still do this. Gosh, it's been so long. I think the last thing that I edited was when we released United, which that was earlier this year, shortly after the Luigi Mangione deal, or however you say his last name. And even though it's not my, my band with my own music this time around, it's just good to be playing with some people again. Yeah, I think, let's see, when did we release that? If I can spell. Nope, I can't spell. We got 47 subs. United. That was at some point this year, I think. Yeah, that was this year. You guys can't hear that, but it's okay. You can hear it if you go look it up. Yeah, I think that the last time that we did anything was when we were on TV. Well, we played a festival back in April, and then we were on TV, and then we haven't done anything since. That was when our drummer changed jobs, and he's taken over his family's logging business, and he's working 6 or 7 days a week. So it's just, yeah, plus he's got a child, so it's just really difficult for him to have much time to devote to it anymore. We could probably do some stuff during the winter months and just get some things recorded and released. But I don't know. I really enjoy playing live shows. I've had several people ask me about joining them for like cover projects, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. There's good money in cover bands. Just not what I want to do. I mean, I like actually creating my own stuff or contributing to somebody else's creation, and it may not make me a lot of dollars, but it's fun. Plus, I don't really like being in smoke-filled rooms. Almost done for real. Then we can go back and listen to it in its entirety and make sure that this sounds good. See the outro. It took me way too long to slip out of that section. I don't know what I did there. It's like my brain and hand just seized up or something. Now we're moving. So yeah, I think there's an intentional slowdown there. So we'll just get that last kick and we should be good. All right, that is done. Switch my mouse mode back to normal. And let's take a listen from the front. not sure, but I think that I may have heard a glitch in there. No, that sounds good. I thought that I had heard something crunchy, as I like to call it, but that is not the case. We'll go back into that chorus and try to finish this out. That's sounding pretty good. I do think I wanna try to get, I lost track of how many times they do that, and I think that I probably should have gone one more time, but there's one more kick that I wanna get on time there. right about there. So let me listen to this again. I'm just going to try a random cut and see what I can do. Slide that kick back into place. Or slide all of this back and make that last kick hit. That will probably work. That works pretty good. Check that outro just to make sure that's all cohesive. Alright, last but not least, running the drums soloed from front to back and making sure that I don't hear any obvious glitches or static crackly noises. Sounds like I need to align my overheads. I'll do that after consolidating these tracks. Oh, you know what else I'm hearing? I didn't put Infinistrip on my hats. That will help greatly to reduce some of that. Heard a glitch. Right there is a hat hit. Well, let's try painting this back with the yellow and see how that feels. I don't like that. Okay, that seemed to fix it. I just heard a very unnatural close hat. And it was because this was too much in the way. Spot check that again. Those room lights bring so much life to this. Something strange is happening there. And I think it's probably right there where that split is. Let me check my toms there. That is exactly what it is. I got it. Just had to, I guess, zoom in close enough to make sure that that crossfade was right where it needs to be. I think I have another of the same problem right there. Another crossfade that needs to be nudged. Yep, right there. And what's happening is the symbol decay is cutting off too soon. But this is why we check in solo, to make sure we got everything. Another one here. Where's my kick? I feel like I can't read today. There, right. That fixed that. This part is ride centric, and some of those hits are not in the right place. And I'm hearing kind of some phasing type of issues just from cuts and crossfades that aren't precise enough. Another one here. I'm going to see if just nudging this will help. I got it some. Zoom in and see if I can find a zero crossing here. Let's just make this crossfade smaller and find as little interference as we can somewhere. I hate to say it, but I may just let that one slide. Let's do this. Boop. and see if that fixes it. Yep, that works. Sounds like a kick is out of place. Having to do some creative editing here. I'm hearing something on that ride that's really bugging me, but I think that it's going to disappear in context. Let's be sure. Yeah, you can't hear it once it's in the mix, so I'm just going to let that one slide. Mage Prometheus. I have not seen that name in ages. Good to see you. I got a ride bell that's out of place. That should be on the downbeat of 2, and it is not. It is now. Oh, I've been working on videos for my new business. Just not been a lot to do in Reaper lately. I think I want to try to nudge this just in front of that kick if it sounds all right. And it does. Check that snare. I think I'm hearing some crunchiness in there, so probably some more crossfades that need to be finagled. Riding a motorbike around Europe. That sounds a lot more fun than dodging tornadoes in Tennessee. This is a fun one. See if that does more harm than good. This split that I did here seems unnecessary. I think I may leave that slightly out of place snare in favor of not having that cut. Yeah, that sounds fine. Something sounds funky with that kick. Maybe there was a little bit of that transient slipping over from the other side. Yeah. One more time, and then I'm going to call it a day. I think this one is good. Okay, Cathedral Sound about Midlife Riot. We haven't done anything since April. I've got stuff that I've written, but we've not recorded, and we've not really even been together since I think we tried to get together back in May. But The drummer is working a rather intensive job right now and is working 6 or 7 days a week and has got some stuff going on with his family. And my other guitarist, he's been promoted to management at the clinic that I worked for before I quit back in March and started my videography business. So I guess we've all just had different life situations going on, and it's been tough to make it happen. So fast forward to now, about a month ago, I started playing drums for a doom metal band, and that's what this is from, is recording tracks for some of their songs today and just getting it polished up as best I can. I don't think that doom metal has to be polished that much. You still want to kind of keep it raw, but I also wanted to be in time with itself. So And that's all she wrote. I think we are done with this song. Good deal. Well, thank you guys and girls for joining me today. It's been a long time, but maybe you'll see more of me in the near future. Um, Gosh, I don't even remember what's that speech I always used to give. If you like what you're seeing, be sure to like, share. I don't know. Heck,